Hi, and welcome back. I'm so excited to have you guys here. We've had an awesome response. We would love for you to share the Spiritual Parent podcast with a friend. It really helps us and it really helps people find us. I wanted to share with you something that I have really noticed when I am feeling like something isn't right. I can't always describe it. Sometimes it will get locked in my brain and it just keeps circulating. Sometimes I can feel it on my skin. It's funny I brought up skin, but that is like one of the ways we can feel it, right? Because as we're all intuitive, we all have these gifts, and some of us experience our connection with our hearts, our intuition, the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you believe in, whatever you have your faith in. When you are connecting within yourself, you can experience it in different ways. For me, when I started doing a lot of readings and such, I always thought I was a super visual person because I do not get lost in a city. I love that. When I went to Europe, I could figure out everywhere we were going and such. Or when I'm driving around, I could figure that out. But I'm actually not clairvoyant. I don't see stuff. I've developed that now that I've been taking intuitive classes. But really, I receive things in what's called clairessence. And it just comes to me. It's just this inner knowing. It's like, something's up, something isn't right. And I don't necessarily see a picture like, okay, a balloon is going to come down. No, I don't see that. I have this feeling inside. So let me give you an example of what that would look like. This is all to share that I would love for you guys to start thinking about hearing. How do you hear it? And I'm saying hearing, but really it can be smelling, it could be tasting, it could be sensing, it could be, you could hear like a thought. You could think it's your own thought, but maybe it's something that you weren't thinking about and it just comes into your mind and you're like, for example, if you were walking down the stairs and you heard, watch your step. And all of a sudden you look down and you would have tripped, but you caught yourself because you were now focused on that. That could be a part of your intuition talking to you. Or one time, oh, this is so gross. We had been camping with scouts, Cub Scouts with my son, and we came home and we brought ticks. And I was walking down the stairs, taking down our laundry, and I look over and there's a tick crawling on the stairs. And I'm like, how in the world did I spot that in our house? How did my eyes just instantly go, boop, there it is. Get that tick, because we don't want that. So it's really interesting. It can come in lots of different ways. The way that it often comes in for me as a spiritual mom, and as I tune in and meditate and connect and hear it more and follow it more, it really lights up more and more and more. And you hear it stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's really so important as we are parents and as we're going along this parenting journey and something doesn't feel right with something going on with our kids. So I've talked about it a lot with diet and different nutrition things and food intolerances. And this summer we had a huge one. My son kept having ruptured eardrums and it was awful because he's 11. He's not a tiny kid anymore. He had them when he was 3. We cut out gluten, we cut out dairy. It really was sufficient enough. Everything worked out great for many years. Many years he was doing great. And then all of a sudden he just had all of these chain reaction ear infections and they were rupturing eardrums. And so we went to somebody that was more natural, a functional medicine doctor, and he pointed to eggs. And it was really interesting because I was like, oh, I feel that. That feels right to me. And it was also corn as well, but it felt right to me. And it's been really interesting because as we've tried it out, we've noticed this spike in energy for my son when he was always tired before, or he was always overheated. And now he's feeling a lot more regulated. So it's been really interesting how much this has really helped him so far. It's a trial and error, right? I'm not saying like, go out and try this for your kiddo. This is what we worked with a functional medicine doctor to find. But it was when we were going along this journey, my husband wanted to see the science, like it wasn't going to a regular pediatrician and getting the science. And I am not a doctor, so please do not take this as medical advice. I'm sharing this as a story of how I followed what was right for us. So I knew that something was up and I kept trying to find what is it, what's causing this? And I reached out to people and asked friends, like, what are some of these things that you're doing? And that's how we ended up where we were. But what was important in this story is that I did not stop and say, okay, we can't do anything. Okay, we tried it, buddy. I can't figure it out. I knew that there was something in my heart telling me we need to keep trying. We need to keep testing this. There was something in my heart that told me there's more to this story. There's more to what is going on. And if something comes up for you guys as a parent, say with your school, I've heard of this case, situation with a friend, kiddo we were working with, and the parent knew that there was some things going on with their kiddo and they couldn't describe, like, this doesn't feel right. Like these scores that my kiddo is getting doesn't feel right. Like something is triggering him. Something is making it so that he's not showing a clear picture of himself and what he knows. And it was really interesting because the mom was picking up that there was something up, but the dad wasn't really sure that anything was even changing, that there was anything that needed to change. So what's interesting is as the mom continued down the path of looking into it, talking to teachers, talking to different teachers, tuning into her heart, it was interesting. She had said she was losing sleep over it because it was this gnawing thing on her mind. And we can often think in our minds, okay, maybe that's anxiety, maybe that's an overactive brain, maybe that's a fear response. But what if this time it's intuition? What if this time it's something from the universe, whatever your belief system is, telling you to tune in, telling you to calm your body, meditate, connect, feel your energy, drain the energy of the day, connect within yourself. You can journal. You can do, I love this term. I came up with it doing a reading this morning, environmental meditation. It's going out for a walk. It's going out for a hike. It's going out for a ski trip. It's feeling your body in motion. It's feeling the strength of the earth underneath you, the pressure of the wind coming through your hair. It's all of these active feelings of connecting with these elements and feeling your presence on earth as a human. So I love this environmental meditation. It's a way that can help us to connect further and deeper into our spirituality, because spirituality isn't going to a church. It isn't, teaching your kids how to be spiritual in their everyday. It's living it, breathing it. Because even I, Carrie, who has become like a reverend in spirituality and in a non-denominational spiritual church, and all of these pieces that have fallen into place for me, I still have daily occurrences that come up that are challenging. I'm human. We're all human. We're living this human experience. And so finding these ways that we can reconnect with ourselves, and then having the faith in our own intuition, our own understanding, our own spirits, having that faith to say, wait a second, it feels like there's something off here. It feels like, the gluten and dairy weren't enough for my kid. Something else was bothering him. Something else needed to reset. And maybe we can go back to eggs one day and corn one day, and we can outgrow these pieces. But for now, his body is not able to take it or tolerate it, right? Wouldn't it be beautiful if we could all connect and release these things that were the eggs in our lives, causing us to be inflamed, causing us to reject signals from our body like, I'm hot, I'm thirsty, I'm tired. Wow, if we could release that, if we could find the root of what was going on with ourselves, what is going on with our kids, then we could connect to ourselves deeper. We could open ourselves up to hear more messages. And so I would love for you to take away not to give up hope in yourself, not to lose faith in yourself. I love Dr. Lisa Miller. She does a lot of research. I think she's at Columbia University. I may be wrong, but she talks a lot about the spiritual child, how we're born with this connection, how it's turned on when we come, and how this connection to spirituality and to being present and understanding the belief in something bigger than us really helps with the development of children. She has studies showing evidence that it helps to grow the child physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially. All of these things showed growth when the children had a belief in something. So what about if we have that belief in ourselves? What about if we have a belief in something greater than ourselves as well? What about if we're holding the space we are being the mentor and showing our children the path. If we believe in ourselves when we hear something is not right, and then we start to teach that to our kids. How is your body feeling about this? You're feeling, and you can name it. What are you, I love the chalk example. I took the kids outside and we were drawing with chalk, and I said, close your eyes. Tell me what color you are drawn to take. Maybe even just let energy push your hand toward a color. What color did you get? Ooh, orange. What body part does orange make me think about? Oh, it makes me think about my heart. Wow, I'm drawn toward the orange. I'm feeling my heart. My heart's feeling orange. Why do you think your heart's feeling orange? Just turning on that piece of our brain and our heart that is connecting our spirit to our body, right? Is helping us to understand there's more in here. There's more than just this brain talking all the time. We can turn off the brain, and then we can still hear things. We can feel things. We can just know things. You could just find that tick on the stairs. Well, I don't want to bring that one up again. You could just find the blue car you were searching for in the parking lot. You would just know, an inner knowing of where it is. So let's think about our skin. Let's think about, do you ever feel something come up when you're walking towards somebody? Like, ooh, I'm not feeling great about talking to that person today. Maybe they have up this energy of not wanting to talk right now. Do you ever feel, ooh, I need to turn left right now. I'm going to turn my car left. I need to go around, and that road was closed. Who knew? There was a car crash down there. Oh, I'm so glad. Sending love to them, but I'm glad I turned and I'm going this direction. Do you ever feel there's something bubbling up in me? There's a lot of emotions right now. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to sit, and I'm going to get out a piece of paper or a pencil and a piece of paper and see if something comes out of me. Maybe there's a stream of words that I need to hear right now. Maybe the automatic hand needs to write it out for me right now. So it's really cool when we can turn on our curiosity. My grandma was a special educator for many years, and I was raised very spiritually with my grandma and my mom. And one thing I loved was she would always say, get curious. I want you to get curious. I want you to document things if you want. If you want to see, this date came into my head, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to put it in my phone and look back at that date and see if anything comes up. Or this person just came to mind. I'm going to give them a call. And guess what? You call them and they say, I was just thinking about you. How are you doing? Or this thing happened and I really needed a friend right now. I'm so glad you called. Oh my gosh, I have the funniest story about that. I was having a hard moment energetically last week, and I went to text a girlfriend to go for a walk. Hi, girlfriend, if you're listening. And for some reason, I got like, oh, okay, so I'm going to text my girlfriend. Then I put my phone down, didn't text her, called my mom, was like, Mom, I need to talk to you. Oh, I got to release this energy. Sorry, Mommy, because I do release that energy pretty often. And I love you. So I need to send you some energy too. Send love to those people you download on. I called my mom. I went back, forgot to text her back, went to a class, was like, oh, I need to go do this class. Okay, I'm going to go do this class. The friend shows up at class. She's like, oh, I've never been to this class before. I never even thought about going to this class, but I was just walking along doing a walk, and this class came to mind. You didn't come to mind. This class came to mind, but you were here. And now I get to connect with you. And now we get to shine our spirits together and light up the room. And we lit up that space. Let me tell you, I think we had to open a window at one point. I was, so much energy. So feeling it in our bodies, getting curious. What does this mean? What does this mean? Is there a reason I'm meant to know this? Is there a reason I'm meant to think about this person? Is there a reason this date came up in my mind? Or I saw a number and maybe I need to call that number. There's so many cool stories about these, right? But the more you do it, you don't need a story. You just need to try it in your life. If something comes up with your kiddo and you're rooted in something is different. My kiddo is acting different than he has been for 4 weeks. All of a sudden, something's up. It's a change. One time, my son was really, really grumpy, and I was like, what is going on? And it was like a week of grumpiness. And we had some great regulated moments for many months. I'm like, what is up? Something in me was gnawing on me. There's a root. Search for the root. Get curious. Find what the cause is. And I was like, Did you have red dye? He's like, no, mom, I know. I advocate for myself at school now. I ask questions. Okay, love it, dude. What else could it be? It's this artificial flavoring in this new thing that we just tried. And oh yeah, it was giving dad and I headaches and we didn't really notice, but yeah, it's this thing. When I take it away, we're all calm. So if it's gnawing at you, don't lose sleep over it. Unfortunately, if you lose sleep, I send love to you, because this morning I got up at 5 a.m. I was losing sleep on something else myself. But sending love to you if you literally lose sleep. And connect with yourself. Sometimes you can talk it out. Try those different things that we're talking about. So I wanted to give you an affirmation today that I feel like really resonates with me. I am allowing myself to receive messages about where I need to focus my energy on, so that I can learn, develop, grow, seek more info. This allows me to better connect with myself. When we're seeking, when we're developing, when we're learning, when we're growing, all of these are spiritual words. They're all spiritual concepts. We're not stagnant humans going through a human experience thinking like, oh, if I do this one tip, then I'm going to be spiritual. It's going to be great. I'm going to be connected. Nothing's going to go wrong. Like we're living a human experience, and all of these things, we're all going to have the ups and downs. It's already been documented that we'll have these ups and downs no matter where we go, no matter what our belief system is. We're all going to have highs and lows, because that's part of the human experience. And if we didn't have the highs, we wouldn't cherish, or if we didn't have the lows, we wouldn't cherish the highs, right? So get out there and listen to yourself. And also, if there's naysayers around you, if there's people that don't believe, guess what? Once they start to see you doing your work, they're gonna believe. Believe me. You don't know how many people I have had come into my life and see what I'm doing. And they're like, whoa, this is nuts. I've seen it happen to you, Carrie. I've seen you manifest things. I've seen you manifest houses. I've seen you manifest your partner. Do you know? Yeah, it was on the visualization board. My wedding ring was on the visual. I was like, what? How are these things there? And my kid looks like that kid that was in the picture on my manifestation. Wow. It's all real. We can do it when we start to tune into ourselves, when we start to have faith in ourselves. And don't worry about the naysayers around you. Just connect with you and release that energy from the naysayers. Let it go. Ground it, stomp it out. Environmental meditation, I think was a word. Get out there, get into nature, and help you to reconnect that. Because when you can connect with yourself and really see yourself and be tuned into yourself, it's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this resonates with all of you, and I hope you can find yourself and continue to find the light. And if anything resonates this week, try to hear the messages, see the messages, feel the messages, and write it down. It's really fun when we write it down. We put a date and we look back and we're like, whoa, I had no clue that was coming. But I did have a clue. But then it turned out like, what? When things line up, it's really fun to find that for yourself. And don't lose faith. If it doesn't happen right away, if you're like, Carrie, I was listening and I didn't hear anything, it will come. Oh my gosh, self-love. So having faith in yourself, sending yourself self-love, sitting at the end of the day. If you get 5 minutes, even if it's a bathroom break, sit there, put your hand on your heart. You can put your other hand on your belly. You can breathe in deeply. You can say, I love Carrie. Picture what I love to do. One of the ways I do it is I picture love coming out of my heart, going back into my heart. It's radiating through me like a cycle of love. And I can feel the energy within me. And oh my gosh, when I send myself love, it's so powerful. I thought, oh, this is cheesy. Okay, I'm not going to feel it. I'm going to send it, but it's not going to be a huge deal. But it's real. And also saying out loud, I love Carrie. You say your name. I love your name. If it's hard for you to say your name, you think about it for a minute. You meditate on that. You journal on that. You environmental meditate on that. You've got to figure out, why is it so hard? What is blocking you from being able to say, I love your name? I love name. What is blocking you from saying that name? Is there something that you can heal from childhood, from yesterday, from not being the perfect parent? Remember that last week episode we were talking about releasing things? You can do it into a balloon was one way that I said. Releasing it, picturing it blowing away, because we need to move that energy up and out, so we can be turned on, lit up, and connected in ourselves. So don't forget, this week, that's your homework. Self-love. Send yourself some love and say, I love Carrie, or I love your name. Continue to use the meditation apps and use the walking meditations and try Qigong class. If you need a referral, I know somebody awesome. Try all of these different energetic tools. Reiki, you can go to Reiki energy work. Try the different things because you're worth it. I see you, parents, for everything you're doing. I see the challenges that come face to face because I am living them too. That is why I started the Spiritual Parent podcast, was because I was living these and I felt so alone. And what's beautiful is I have seen this amazing community built. I've heard these amazing stories of, oh my gosh, I finally found somebody that was helpful in this. And maybe it's a small piece, but I really want to bring those small pieces so we can all piece them together to connect. So if you haven't shared our podcast with anybody, we would love if you could share it with a friend or two. Happy times, happy listeners.
Please remember that the information shared on this podcast is educational in nature and does not constitute licensed mental health advice. If you need such advice, you should speak with a licensed professional about your unique situation. Thanks so much, happy listeners.